shoes to fill. I'm excited to watch him. He's got a unique skill set, but you're in our notes here. You make a great point. Is he a true 3-down tight end? Is he a situational weapon? That's what we're going to have to find out.
I think the one good thing in Penn State's favor for this year with a guy like Luke Reynolds, he's got the potential.
Yeah.
Penn State Nittany Lions are riding high after a playoff appearance season under, and I'm drawing a blank on the head coach's name, James Franklin. Thank you. Don't know why it slipped my mind all of a sudden. Penn State riding high after a tremendous season, making it to the semifinal, losing to Notre Dame, obviously, in the Orange Bowl. I was actually at that game. Have a lot of insight for this next take. This is a guy who's coming into this Penn State offense that James Franklin and Drew Auer, quarterback of the Penn State Nittany Lions, are really going to lean on heavily coming into this year in hopes to get another bid, another chance to make the college football playoff this year. Brad, the guy I'm talking about is tight end Luke Reynolds. Obviously, Penn State loses a huge tight end in Tyler Warner to this year's draft. First-round pick, just an unbelievable talent. And I don't want to compare him to Brock Bowers because Brock Bowers was just on a completely different level in all facets of the game in the tight end position. But he brought a lot of star power to this Penn State offense, and there's no doubt about it. Drew Auer depended on Tyler Warren when things got rough, and this year he's going to have to lean on Luke Reynolds. Tell the audience, tell the Penn State fans what they're getting in a guy like Luke Reynolds at the tight end position.
Absolutely. So, Nate, I want to start off, we these guys that can just do so much, you're seeing them become more and more prevalent in college football. I mean, you talk about Tyler Warren, and a big point that I want to make is a lot of his success. He's a great player, but a lot of his success was also due to Andy Koltnecki becoming the new offensive coordinator, coming over from Kansas to Penn State last year. But his creativity with Tyler Warren, I had so much fun watching Penn State football. Line him up as a traditional tight end. They split him out. They used him in the backfield. They used him in the Wildcat. He was everywhere. He was their Swiss Army knife on offense. So replacing him, I mean, it's not going to be easy. Now you have Luke Reynolds. Luke Reynolds was the number one tight end a couple years ago. He's got great size, very, very good hands. He got some playing time last year. That was key for him. Nate, my biggest question is does he have the skill set that Tyler Warren does, or are they going to use him more traditionally? Is he going to, be an inline tight end to block, maybe split him out some, or is Luke Reynolds got the skill set to be that jack of all trades, weapon where, they can put him in the Wildcat. They can use him as a runner. They can maybe even throw a pass. It's going to be interesting. I will say, I think Penn State's got some good weapons at wide receiver. It's not elite, though. And I mean,
not great,
but good. They do have an elite running game, and I don't want to jump too much into a Penn State preview, but they've got a dynamic 1-2 punch in Katron Allen and Nick Singleton. And I'm going to tell you, Drew Auer, I was impressed with him last year. He took a jump. I will say, and I'm not trying to make Penn State fans mad here, I don't know that he's an elite quarterback. I think he's good to very good. I don't know that I would take him as in that elite range. So Luke Reynolds he's got some big shoes to fill. I'm excited to watch him. He's got a unique skill set, but you're in our notes here. You make a great point. Is he a true 3-down tight end? Is he a situational weapon? That's what we're going to have to find out.
I think the one good thing in Penn State's favor for this year with a guy like Luke Reynolds, he's got the potential.
Yes,
right.
Yes, absolutely.
He's a young guy who's developing. Started out as a receiving first tight end. Now he's playing in the Big Ten. He's going to have to learn to block. He has no choice. Because if not, you're going to see on tape real quick him getting pushed back against the line. I think he adds some more weight this year. I think they get him in that 3-down position. I think he gets there.
Yeah.
I do agree with you in the sense of, he comes from the receiving background. So did Brock Bowers, though. Brock Bowers, he ended up being a jack of all trades for Georgia. Yeah. I know a lot of people are going to hate that I keep comparing everyone to Brock Bowers, but, I mean, he's generational talent.
Yeah.
I think Luke Reynolds has the potential, and the best comparison I can give is to a guy like Dalton Kincaid, tight end for the Buffalo Bills. And the size comparison's there. Luke Reynolds, 6'4", 230. Dalton Kincaid, 6'4", 240. Right at there. Explosive off the line. Both of these guys show elite hands and body control. So that's great for Drew Allar. I want to say to your point, too, I watched Drew Allar in person. He did progress over the course of the season. In my opinion, he regressed at the Orange Bowl. I don't want to say it's his fault that they lost.
It was a rough game for him.
It's not. It's not. It doesn't come down to one player. However, there were some throws made into double coverage. I just was scratching my head, wondering from an outsider's perspective, why is he throwing that ball? Right. You're playing at Penn State. You're playing at an elite university, and I talked to Penn State fans there too. I think they would agree with you, Brad. I don't think you're throwing shade at the Penn State fans when you say that Drew Allar is not elite. I heard some comments from Penn State fans saying, hey, we love Drew Allar. We love what he does for this university. He's a good quarterback. But when things break down, he gets nervous.
And that's exactly the point. You know, that really what I was trying to make is Drew Allar came in as a 5-star to Penn State, came in very, very highly rated. And to me, it shows – I don't know that he's necessarily elevated the guys around him. I think it's for him to be very, very successful. I simply think that it takes him to have elite weapons. I think it takes a strong running game for him to take a little bit of that pressure off his back. And look, I've already looked at some 2026 mock drafts. He's going to get drafted probably in the first round this year just due to his size, his arm strength. He's the prototypical pro quarterback. But now you're losing his favorite weapon, his best weapon. And Luke Reynolds is, once again, he's got some big shoes to fill. I'm excited. I think this guy could be a breakout star. But can he replace the production of Tyler Warren? We're going to find out.
We are. And it's going to be vital for the Penn State offense to step up this year.
Absolutely.
Their defense lost a lot this year, both in the portal and the NFL draft. Abdul Carter, obviously, we're not going to jump off topic here. But, no, Luke Reynolds is going to have to step up this year, whether Penn State fans want him to or not. I don't think they have a choice.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that with the Colorado quarterbacks in the last video. Penn State's got to step up this year, right? Now that they've made it to the semifinals, Penn State fans are going to be demanding and expecting.
They're hungry for it.
Playoff or bust. I don't think they necessarily go, oh, we have to win the Natty or it's nothing. Yeah. At the very least, though, they've got to make the playoff from here on out.
Right.
James Franklin had a lot on his plate before, a lot of pressure, along with Ryan Day winning a national title. Mm-hmm. But now James Franklin's going to have to rely on Drew Allar. He's going to have to rely on a guy like Luke Reynolds to really step it up on that offensive side of the ball. We're gonna see what happens this year. I think they have a good chance. I think they really do, and we're not going to get into previews, but I think they got a really good chance. If you're a Penn State fan, let us know down in the comments what you think about Luke Reynolds stepping in for your veteran star, Tyler Warren, who went off to the NFL. And drop a comment down below if there's any other players that you would like us to talk about. When we come back next week, we're going to discuss more replacements from the NFL draft, and we're going to start getting into our post-spring evaluations for some of these college football teams. You're not going to want to miss out. Be sure to like this video, subscribe down below, and turn on that bell notification so you can stay up to date when we post our latest video. And also, be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and X for more content as well, at @BreakTheHuddle_. You can see it down below in the scrolling bar. We'll see you next week. It's time to break the huddle.